Hey, what's up everybody? It's been a while since I've made a figurine video of any kind. Just been lazy with it. But I finally have a better setup. No crinkly sheets anymore. Plain white backdrop for a nicer looking finish to everything, hopefully. The editing's still going to suck. I'll probably still say the wrong things, but hey ho, this is what you get when you watch my videos. Anywho, I've been meaning to do a unboxing of Vegeta. It's already unboxed, so I'll skip that part. So this is basically the re-release of the original Vegeta that came out a couple of years ago from Dragon Ball Z, created by S.H. Figurine made by S.H.Figuarts, and this one is using the latest body sculpt. That the Super Saiyan Vegeta that came out earlier this year, or late last year, which you had similar sculpt to this one. So it's basically actually, just to skip right to the end even, they're the same body. You can swap the parts from the arms, head, and other accessories with the Super Saiyan version if you wanted to just use black-haired Vegeta on the Super Saiyan Vegeta. Anyway, without further ado, let's look at his accessories first. Then I'll go into the figurine itself, which is the best bit of it. Anyway, so I'm going to quickly run through every little bit that he comes with. So he comes with an optional extended 4-piece tail part. I'm going to have to move the figurine because of the... Ooh. Apologies for that, but the focus gets a bit annoying with that. Anyway, he comes with an optional tail piece, which is not focusing because of the head pieces or some reason. I've still never figured out this camera. Anyway, that aside, that you just plug into his butt, problem solved. Head pieces are as such, so he comes with a smirk. The only difference, by the way, this is a full head, so he comes with 2 complete full heads. The only difference between them, apart from this one already being attached to it, is the one that comes already attached to the figurine itself has a... that's basically for the visor piece. So if you don't want to use the visor, then you use this headpiece, which doesn't have a gap behind his ear. And then, like always, you can remove the face. His hair is super sharp, so be careful. It's kind of painful to just take his face off, or replace the head because of how sharp these points are. You can pretty much tell on camera. Like, my fingers already, got marks on them. Other faces include the yelling face, where he's obviously not too happy. And the last one is this one, which is more teeth grit. So, pretty good faces overall. I will get to the default one, which is more of a serious face soon as well. Then he comes with additional arm pieces. These you just take off the crossed arms that he's got on, and then you attach those. I'll show you that. They can get a bit annoying. The color on the thing just changed, I think, but sorry about that. And then this one is the scrunched visor, if it will focus. Yes, it will. And then what else has he got? An additional visor piece. The other one I will show you. This one is without the scan information on it, so it's a plain one, unscanned first. Isn't sculpted nicely. Paint could be a bit better. And then the hands. So it comes with the clawing hands, if you will. Once it focuses, there you go. It comes with the clawing hands, left and right. And then the last pair is this one, Final Flash or something, I can't remember. So it's a spread hands, open wide, open flat. So those come in a pair as well. And then moving on to the figurine itself. So if you already have the old one, or the Super Saiyan that released earlier this year, you pretty much... Well, okay, if you already have the Super Saiyan that came out this year, you know what to expect with this version. And then comparing this to the old one, which mine's in storage, so I can't take it out, there are some differences. The build quality is different, and then because it's a new figure mold, if you like, compared to the other one, it is different. The other one I felt was a bit... the old version was a bit loose at times. So let's just kind of run through it. So his left leg was a bit loose, or right leg. Well, I can't remember. I think it was the left leg on my one that was loose. But so far, I've been all right with him. And then on the older one, the shoulder pieces used to come off a heck of a lot when you're moving around, doing anything really. They just snap off. I think what now you can see they're on a hinge. They'll probably come off if you tug hard enough, but so far I've been alright with it. It hasn't been too much of a grief to use it. But yeah, so this is how it comes out of the box. He'll come with his serious looking face, with the visor that has the scan info on it already printed on, or painted on even. And then you can take that off, obviously, because you want to change it with the non-scan version. So that's with it off. I just throw it to the side. And then yeah, this is the gap I meant that you get behind his ear. Once it focuses, it will focus anytime now. Anytime. And there you go. So you see there's a pretty big gap. So if you don't want that, if you just want this, without the visor, then swap it for the other head quite simply just by pulling it off and then putting the other one back on. I'm just going to put the same one back on because it's easy enough. If you know one figurine, it's the same for every other one. But like I said, his hair is quite pointy, it's quite sharp, so be careful if you're anyone, just be careful. It does actually kind of hurt. My finger's actually doing it too much. Anyway, so these are his crossed arms. They're the same as the original version in that that also came with crossed arms already sculpted. You just pull these off. I'll try and be careful with it on camera. There you go. You just pull it off the pegs. Remember, because it's a new build, this is a new peg, so chances are this is not going to work on the old original release because the joints are different. But this is cool. You can again swap it onto the Super Saiyan Vegeta as well, which I'll try and show you if I can dig it out. It's buried somewhere around here. So here he is, armless for the time being, and then you just grab his other arm and then you just plug him in. It was pretty easy when I was messing around with it earlier. Let's hope for the best. And then a little bit of muscle, you can get it in. And then same thing with the other side. Now, you might have noticed I've lifted it up and then hold it from his pec and his back, because just in case you don't want to snap this off, because you don't get replacement parts or anything, you're just going to end up breaking it, or that would be quite upsetting. So be careful when you do it. I don't want to risk doing it any other way apart from just holding it like here and then putting them in. So that's that. So that's it with his arms. In terms of articulation, let's just go from top to bottom. So his head, he looks up around that much. You can look down a little bit, and left to right, right to left. And then you can tilt his neck side to side. He's got neck movement as well. As you can see, he's come out a little bit there. But you can kind of get it back in. It's a bit awkward to do it. Sorry about the zoom. Focus, there you go. So his neck kind of creeps out a little bit there. But you can get it back in if you figure it out with it. It's easier without the head on. The shoulder flaps do move up and down, along with his arms. When they move, that's easy enough. It's what you would expect. You can do bicep curl. And yeah, these swivel around. And then there as well. And of course, the hand, standard affair. You can move it up and do the dumbbell as well. Torso is as you'd expect. So he has upper torso. I can do a crunch relatively okay. Not the greatest, but it's alright. And then behind the belt, he does, was it behind the belt? So yeah, it's behind the belt, and like right there, you'll see a gap that he can turn and swivel. You can take the tail off, as you probably expected from the optional part. It's the same thing as the original release. And then the legs, I did try pulling them down. They don't come down. I think that's something that these new molds don't do. Molds don't do. which is slightly disappointing. I did prefer having that. But so far, the legs seem to be more sturdy. They don't get loose as much. But yeah, he can only go about that far up. Yeah, about that much. And then the knee bends that far back. The feet, Super Saiyan Vegeta was not that great either. But he can only go about this much before you do it too much. And then, yeah, his foot comes off. So careful with that. It's the same thing with Super Saiyan Vegeta before it. Let me try to get this on. It should be on. And then the toe as well, as usual. And it's got a bit of a pivot to it as well. So, like I said, this is how the new, I don't know, are they version 2? I don't know, I didn't follow it from the very beginning, but new versions of the figure modes are. So Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta was using this, and I think Trunks as well, Super Saiyan Trunks was using the same mold. And Damaged Goku as well, Battle Goku or whatever that one was, which I never did an unboxing for. So comparing this to the original one, from memory, you get the same, or most of the same, optional parts. I think last time you may not have got a plain version of the scanner. Can't remember, don't quote me on that. You definitely got this version with it. I think it was smaller last time. I think the figurine was a bit smaller. Maybe I'm wrong. It was a cool figurine back then. The new one is quite good as well. And it's much more sturdy. Like I said, in the shoulder pads and the legs, the joints seem to overall be much better quality, where there's no, so far, touch wood, I don't have any wood in my room. So far, there's no real loosening of the joints happening. I'm probably not going to mess around with it too much, because when that happens, I get quite disappointed by it. And then, yeah, I can actually show you his tail as well. So let's take his tail off. Same thing with the tail. Same thing with the original one. Works the exact same way. It just wraps around his waist. Grab the other one and then just plug it in to his butt right there. And yeah, it moves as well. You can position it however you want. So that pretty much is Vegeta, or Prince Vegeta. And then I was going to show it with Super Saiyan Vegeta. So in terms of height and everything, they are basically the same. Here you go, side by side. They're basically stand up straight. Yeah, they're basically the same thing. And you can swap parts. Let's basically give you an example. I've said basically a million times now. So I'm going to take his right arm, take that right arm. Whoop. Different colors, so you know. So there is that, but if you're going to swap all the parts, and the only color difference you're going to get is the collar and the upper pec. And put it in, and there you go. You've got the original color on, and then same thing with the head. I'll put this one on. This is the optional additional head, which I do sometimes struggle putting on, partly because it hurts. There you go, yeah. Oh, no, it's not on. Try that again. Okay, yeah. It's still not on properly. It definitely works. I tried it with the... I'll try it with this one. Just to prove a point. I'm going to take this one off. Then... there you go. So I have trouble with the optional head, trying to put that on both figurines, actually. But anyway, yeah. So you can swap the parts very, very, very easily. Here you go. Look, I've just put Super Saiyan head on top of the original Vegeta. And there you have it. You can swap parts to your liking. Up to you if you want to do that or not. I'm going to keep them the same way. So if you missed out on the original release, that was a limited edition, which ended up skyrocketing in price. Now is your chance to get it. It is a pretty sick figure, actually. I would recommend it. Vegeta is probably my favorite, or yeah, probably my favorite Dragon Ball character anyway. So I had to get it. And funny enough, it was my first S.H.Figuarts figurine as well. The original version of this was my very first S.H.Figuarts figurine. I've come a long way since then, I think, with quite a few figurines now. He started it all. I blame him. But yeah, so if you missed out on the original, you can still get this from most of your good retailers if you import. You could probably get it domestically as well by this point because it's been out for a while. It's a pretty cool figurine, painted well, sculpted well. The hair is amazing. I think they always excel for the Dragon Ball line. The hair is always sculpted really, really nicely. The optional parts, you get plenty of, hands. Like, what more do you want? You get the crossed arms as well, which is a nice addition. The original did have it. So yeah, if you also have the damaged Goku or Trunks, then this will go well with those because those have the new bodies as well. So yeah, overall, my recommendation is, to get it. Don't miss out on it. You will probably cry if you miss out, and then the price skyrockets again, and then it's only you to blame, really. So get on it. So that wraps it up for this. The next figurine I will do is probably going to be more late editions, which is either Spider-Man or Tiger the Dark or Cammy or Rashid. I have no idea which one I'm going to do next, but I've got a few on my list. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Hope you like the Vegeta figurine. If you can't get one yourself, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. So anyway, peace out. See you for the next video.